Darlings, happy Tuesday. How are you guys doing? So, let's see. What did I do at work today? Kidding. OMG. So, I have a new assignment, additional assignment. Because, what else is your auntie going to do about, right? Just pile on the assignments on her overly burdened plate. Why not? OMG. Anywho. But I am still trying to see if I can, hopefully promote to another department, to another higher position, because I want to challenge myself before I turn 120 years old. I'm already at 108, so I'm getting there, honeys. Anywho, just wanted to do okay, so yesterday I did my 37 minutes of episode 1 of Love is Blind season 8. Honestly, I was like, girl, you got to pull it back. Hello. You cannot be doing every little scene. So I was just like, you know what? I'll do a quick synopsis of how I feel thus far about the love triangles, because I feel like there's already a very significant number, or at least there's love triangles that have already formed post episode 1, right? And honestly, that episode was long. I mean, it was fine. I guess the producers want to tell us show us a much longer courtship in the pods of these people. I don't know if that was something that viewers had asked about, or maybe, wanted more context on something. So they were like, you know what? The producers probably were thinking, you want more context? We'll give you longer pod dates. How's that? Anywho, so episodes 2 to 4, I got to 4. I'm like, I think it's 4. You know what? Honestly, damn near all of them seem like just one long scene. Am I the only one that feels this way? Anyway. So let me just get into a quick synopsis. It's just my opinion, my thoughts on the love triangle that is Madison X Alex X Mason. So I probably should have put Alex X Madison X Mason. So Madison's in the middle. Anywho, so I felt like while Madison seems to obviously have similar circumstances with the childhood trauma she's experienced in her childhood, similar circumstances with Alex, but in different settings, obviously. I feel like Madison, maybe this is unpopular opinion, hasn't had time to heal from these wounds, from her personal wounds. She, to me, seems to be carrying these around, her trauma, like her armor. And so she may come off like this strong woman who can walk away from anything without so much as a splinter, right? Whatever, dust myself off and just keep it moving. But that self-assured sort of persona that she wants people to see immediately, or it could even be misconstrued as her being cocky. I feel like that may be just a facade. That truly, inside of her, she's still there in her childhood, in a lot of her childhood, where she felt like she was unwanted. She felt like just the world was just crashing around her at any point, and that may be what's causing her to conduct herself or present herself again, I'm well traveled, I do this and do that, I've gone to different places, I've studied in Paris, I've gone to school in Jordan, but truly she really wants to be loved, but doesn't know how to really express that. And acknowledge that from somebody else. But even then, she does seem intense with sharing her feelings with Alex. And some people may even say, like, she's just trauma dumping. However, again, I can see it as her way of trying to be vulnerable enough to let another person see the why, the how, and whom she is now. Thank goodness, though, that Alex seems to have done the work in himself to heal from his own personal trauma because, he shared it with her that, he had a bad experience in high school and things like that. So that he's able to process now as an adult his feelings objectively and not react with emotions and perhaps say things he may never be able to retract. He's definitely got that mantra down, the one that goes, don't make any decisions based off of temporary emotions. That one. Anyway, so Madison is also intense with Mason, her other love triangle person, because it's her, Mason, and Alex. But like with Mason, there's this like kind of sexy playfulness that like kind of leaning more towards the physical is from what I saw from their interactions, and that could potentially look like and what that could potentially look like if that's what they were imagining. I don't know if they were imagining that, but the conversation was kind of leaning towards that. If they were, again, to be out and about, if they were to leave together, engaged out of the pods, what would their sexy exuberance be like with each other, that little sexy playfulness. Anywho, and I think Mason comes from a religious background, so I don't know, maybe I think Mason was just like, it's been a while, honey, Mason, pull it back, bro. Anywho, so I also have to say Mason thought he was slick by asking Madison about her best Halloween costume, if she's the sexy girl at the party. Like, sir, again, you're fishing to see if they'll take the bait because you already probably have an image in your head of your physical preference on a woman. And like, don't pretend that's not the case, because why are you fishing for that? Hello? The premise of this whole experiment, if you've already forgotten, is to fall in love with someone sight unseen, like without disclosing your physical attributes or any distinguishing characteristics that would obviously give away your ethnic background, your physical attributes, etc., etc. And Mason, you are not slick, sir. But then again, at the same time, it was like, I think Madison was feeding into that because, again, they have this kind of like sexy vibe going between them, between her and Mason. So she also wants to like play into that, but she also is playing into it because she wants Mason to also stroke her ego, and she loves that. I mean, she plays both Mason and Alex's strong like for her. I don't think they said they love her. I think they like really have a strong like for her because she knows that one, Alex is a sure bet. I mean, he's got her. She's got him wrapped around her little finger. He's like her safety blanket. But Mason is also smack dab in the palm of her other hand. So it's like she's the, what is this now? The circus master? What is that thing called? Anyway. So, I mean, her telling Mason that he shouldn't feel pressured to choose whomever he wants. I'm paraphrasing here, by the way, is to me a little bit passive aggressive, but he totally falls for it. He love bombs her practically, and she finally gets her confirmation from him that he's like, totally committed to her. Like, sir. I do feel like she likely was still second guessing if those are his real feelings for her, but still, she runs with it. Like, you know what? I got my affirmation of the day. But in true Madison fashion, though, she calls Mason indecisive and even convinces Meg, poor Meg, that Mason isn't a great option. Like, girl, you just have to tear down everyone's parade by raining on it, don't ya? Dang, poor Meg. She was so easily swayed by that cunning little Red Riding Hood. I mean, I wonder if Madison realizes she's being manipulative, anxious, and avoidant. And poor Alex, he had to contend with Madison always trying to outdo the trauma experience. Like, girl, what is this? Imagine them in real life, like on a real life date. Like, let alone their honeymoon, where the subject of who's had more trauma in their lives is the main course every night. Oh, wow. No, I'd lose my MF mind. And yes, they thankfully broke up before getting engaged, Madison and Alex, that is. Because let's be honest, some things just aren't going to bind you forever unless all you want to do is trauma dump on each other all the day long. And Meg and Mason, they do end up together, it seems. Well. Anywho, that's what I have for the Madison, Alex, Mason, and a little bit of Meg love triangle. Darlings, remember you're all kinds of fabulous. Don't forget that, okay? Leave grace for others, but do not ignore those red flags, and always journey in gratitude, my darling dears. I shall see you all in the next go round. Toodaloo for now. Bye.